Supreme. Guardian?
Eyes up, Seth.
Eyes up, YouTube. Today we're going to be taking a look at Nothing Manacles. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm so tired of grenade builds, but before Renegades released, I saw the patch notes, I saw the changes that Bungie was going to make, so I created a Nothing Manacles build, and I used it in Edge of Fate to see whether or not it was good, and it was actually really good to my surprise. Now I decided to test it in Renegades with the changes, and my god, you don't have to do anything. You just throw your grenade, and it kills the entire room. It's stupid how good this exotic is. I'll say this, if you're looking for super chill gameplay, and you just want to have fun while you play Destiny, throw this bad boy on and you can mindlessly grind while you watch your favorite TV show on the side. It's stupid. Now, while you guys are watching this gameplay footage, I actually wanted to take a little moment to say something. The reason that you might see me use the same area to test these builds out is mainly because I have a normal job. I work roughly about 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. So a lot of the recording and editing and everything that I do for these videos is super late at night. I'm usually up until like maybe 2 or 3 in the morning to make these videos because I really do enjoy Destiny and I enjoy bringing these builds to you guys. So for those of you that are subscribed to the channel, for those of you that follow me on Twitch or even pop into the live streams, I just want to say thank you guys so much. I'm looking to build a really nice community and just find other people that I can play Destiny with and help with builds, dungeons, exotic missions, and everything under the sun. So thank you guys. Yeah, this is probably the most brainless build in the entire Destiny history, even so more than Controverse Hold. And you guys know how crazy Controverse Hold was in Edge of Fate. Nothing Manacles just shot up to the top. So let's get right into the build. We are on the Void Walker subclass. Now, personally, I like to use Nova Bomb in this build. I know that Nova Warp got a buff and Nova Warp is much better than it used to be. However, I still don't like using roaming supers on grenade builds. But if you like Nova Warp and you want to run it, by all means, it is a fantastic super. It does way more than it's ever done before and it feels really good to use. So it's definitely an option. Now, going into our abilities here, we are using our regular Healing Rift. However, this isn't necessary. Empowering Rift from my testing actually works a whole lot better because you can get your grenade energy back so much faster. If you want to use Empowering Rift, by all means do that. We're also using Scatter Grenade because you need this in order to work with Nothing Manacles, but Scatter Grenade is busted right now. It's completely broken. It just continues to split over and over and then deal more damage and then split and deal more damage. There was a moment in that gameplay showcase where there was an anti-barrier that spawned up and it got absolutely decimated before it could even do anything. Like, Scatter Grenade is ridiculous. Now, going into our aspects here, we are running Chaos Accelerant so we can overcharge our Scatter Grenades and allow it to track a lot better. And then, of course, we're also using Feed the Void, not even for the Devour aspect of this, mainly just to get our grenade energy back faster, as it allows us to continuously feed that grenade energy over and over. I tested this without Feed the Void because of the artifact perks that just grant you Devour, but Feed the Void is absolutely needed. Now, going into the fragments, we are using Echo of Vigilance. Echo of Vigilance is really good because it gives you that Void Overshield, and that helps a lot in many scenarios when you get a kill, especially in the new Renegade activities where you can't heal, so Devour is absolutely useless. Then we're also running Echo of Expulsion, so our Void ability Final Blows cause targets to explode. That just deals more damage. Then we're using Echo of Undermining, so our Void Grenade weakens targets. And then lastly, we're running Echo of Exchange, so melee Final Blows grant grenade energy. Now, if you don't want to run Echo of Exchange, you can switch this out for Echo of Persistence, allows your Devour to last a lot longer, and it also allows your Void Overshields to last longer. So this is also a very great alternative. Now, going into the weapons on the build, I'm using the Praxic Blade. This thing is so much fun to use, especially once you start upgrading it and understanding how it works. The blade itself intrinsically stuns anti-barrier champions, which is by far amazing in itself. You can throw it, you can reflect it, or you can just simply hit them and it'll do anti-barrier champions. The thing that I love about this blade the most is the cores. So refraction core in this particular build is really good because you can sit there, throw your grenade while you have your sword out, go back to guarding and reflecting everything and weakening all the targets around. So even though your grenades are weakening, yes, you can add more weakening with refraction core, which is really, really cool. I actually want to test this out in a prismatic build, so that's going to be for the future. Next up for my primary ammo weapon, I am using Word of Crota here. You don't need to run a void weapon at all with this build. I just used Word of Crota because I didn't really have many other options that I liked. But as you guys saw in the gameplay footage, we don't even use this. So it might actually be better to just run double special. You could use the new rocket assisted pulse rifle if you want to, because this thing slaps pretty dang hard. We all know how great Mint Retrograde was. And the fact that they put one of these in our second slot makes a big difference. So you could always run this just to have a little extra oomph if you need to. But to be completely honest with you, the Praxic Blade does more than enough damage. And then lastly here, I am running our Eager Edge Sword because I do like to zoom around the map when I'm doing missions and activities. But at the same time, with the artifact, you can actually guard and then use this to stun unstoppable champions. So it works really well and has that synergy as well. Now, going into the stat distribution, the two main stats that you want here is obviously your grenade stat as well as your super stat. Your grenade stat is the most important. If you can get it to 200, then by all means run it. Even if I took off Echo of Undermining, I would still be at 198, and I have no way to bump that up to 200. So I just left it at 180, and it's been doing more than enough damage. And then the second stat that you want to focus on here is your super stat, because you do want to get your super back as quickly as possible. Now, I overbuffed the super stat to 131 because in the new Renegade activity, even a regular Nova Bomb isn't going to kill some of the chunkier targets, so having that extra damage boost works really well. The other stats don't really matter too much. You're going to get your melee back super fast, you get 2 charges of it, and you're rarely ever using it because you have your sword out most of the time. Your class stat is probably the third option here. If you can get it to at least 70 or 80, you're going to be perfectly fine. Now, going into the armor itself, on our helmet, we are running 2 Ashes to Assets. We're throwing grenades left and right. This is going to help us get our super back extremely quickly. Going into our arms here, we are running double firepower. I would love to do 3 firepowers just so we can litter the field with orbs, but I don't have the ability to do that, so double firepower it is for now. On our chest piece, we are running the typical resist mods with Void and Solar, but I also have 1 Lucent Blade. Going into our boots here, we're running 1 Better Already, as well as 2 Innervations just to help us get our grenades back quicker when we pick up an Orb of Power. And then in our bond, we're running Reaper, Powerful Attraction, and Bomber just to help us get our grenade cooldown even more. There are a couple times in this build where I just kind of spam my grenades, and that's just the game style that I'm used to, but I will say this, don't spam your grenades. Throw 1 grenade, let it do its work. By the time it's done, you'll have it back, throw it again. If you have multiple enemies spawning in different areas, that's really the only time you want to throw multiple grenades when you're using this build. Now, going into the artifact, the main ones that I really want to focus on here that are going to help the build out is Elemental Siphon, as well as Riposte. Now, Riposte allows us to stun unstoppable champions if we guard for a little while. Unfortunately, this doesn't work with the Praxic Blade, but it does work with your heavy sword, so this is a way for you to stun unstoppable champions. And then we take Armor Smith, so breaking a combatant's shield temporarily grants you damage resistance and increased melee damage. This isn't really much for the melee damage side, but you do get a little extra damage resistance when you break a shield, and you're always going to be breaking shields when you throw these grenades, so Armor Smith works really well. The rest of the stuff on the artifact really doesn't matter too much, but if you do want to copy my artifact the way that I have it here, you definitely can. One of the ones that I definitely want to take, though, is Void Infestation when I do have enough XP to grab this. But for some reason, XP seems a little weird this season. I'm not really leveling up my artifact as fast as I normally do. So take that with a grain of salt. But as soon as I do unlock Void Infestation, I'm going to try this out on the build and see how it works. And then the other one that can synergize really well too, just with the Praxic Blade in general, is the Swordstorm combo, because most of the time you're going to be doing your 3 light attacks and then a heavy attack. Get those penumbral blades, and I really want to test out and see what that does. But all in all, that is the build. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, go ahead and leave a like and sub, and let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of the build, and if you guys have been using it. Nothing Manacles is busted. It absolutely is busted. Lastly, as a little bonus, because some people have been asking me about my Warlock fashion, I wanted to leave this here so you guys could see. This is the full Halloween set with Nothing Manacles and the new Monarchy Diamond shader. Now, this is just a rare shader. Now, if you don't have this shader, 801 is actually selling it right now, so you guys can go and grab it if you want to. But I think this shader works really well with this set. It just makes you look pretty spiffy. So either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video like I mentioned. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!